more, you might want to just take a gander at that.
Really, I was like, I need a pause. Like, I was actually thinking of just like not going on social media, not doing anything. I'm like, Tina, you can't do that. That's your living. That's how you make money.
Yeah, he explains it though, and that's your passion too. You
Oh,
like that.
we're live. I forgot. We're live. I think we're
Oh,
live. Yeah, we're live.
okay. Hi, everybody. Let's talk about our passions today. Mine is exercise. So we're going to move our body. This is Chris. I'm doing mindful movement every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, or if you're in the middle of the country,
Can
6
you pin
a.m.
yourself? Can you pin yourself? Because or actually, like if it says like to make yourself the main person.
Da, da, da. Participants, love this view. I am the host. More. Hang on, guys. We're working on this.
If you don't see it, it's okay. I'll just close my camera. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. I'll be here. You just won't see my camera. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Are we recording? I'll record it.
Yep, it's recording.
Okay. It's recording twice. Well, anyway, this is Mindful Movement with Chris. And every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m., we move mindfully through our body. So I want you to pay close attention to my cues. There's a reason we do not have music for this class. You got to listen to my lovely voice, and you don't want me singing. So we are going to start off on our hands and knees. And we're going to get in the quadruped position. What we're going to work on, we're going to focus on today is our core, okay? Our core is basically everything but your arms and legs and your head and your neck. So pay attention to what's going on in the front and the back. People often think of core is just this right here. We're going to work front.
Have an amazing day.
What?
Oh, let me mute myself. I'm sorry.
Okay. So anyway, here we go. This is a fun class this morning. We're already all lively. So let's get on hands and knees. Get in tabletop. Make sure your table is very sturdy. That makes putting your hands with your palms spread wide apart. Putting your hands and your fingers down on the mat right under your shoulders. Putting your knees right under your hips so you have a 90-degree angle right here. Now from here, let's start rolling the spine. So you can just flatten out your feet. And I want you to bring your chin to your chest and push your navel up to the ceiling. So you're rounding your back up to the ceiling. We're working our spine, one of the main components of our core. So we're going to push it up to the ceiling, push it up, push it up. And then I want you just to let the belly drop, lift the chin. Look up towards the ceiling and tilt your tailbone up to the sky, letting your belly drop. Let's change that up again and go back to cat pose. Let's bring our navel into our spine, rounding our spine, opening our vertebrae. We're opening them up on the back side, okay? So all those vertebrae are spacing themselves apart on the back side. So open it up, push it up high, push it up high. Now, let it drop, but as you do, lift your chin. You want your neck going the same direction as your spine goes. So we're curving our spine in this direction, and I want your chin to be up. I want your tailbone to come up, and now you're opening the spaces of the spine on the front side of the body towards your stomach. We're going to do that one more time, but as we round our back, we're going to round it up. Listen carefully. We're bringing our chin to our chest, and we're pushing our hips back to our heels, but we're staying in that nice, open, rounded position. Once you're here, stay rounded for a bit. Now, drop your elbows to the floor. Let your chin come up. Let your belly drop. We're opening the spine up on the front side of the body. Bring your chest as close to the mat as you can and slide it up through your hands in a cobra style and come back up. All right. Now we're going to work on concentrating on holding this core in tight as we move our arms and legs away from our body. So we're not really working our arms and legs. We're working what's going on right here in the middle. I want you to pretend like you've got a glass of tea here, a glass of wine, whatever you want to put right here on the small of your back. And you really don't want to spill it. So focus on keeping these hips right here nice and steady, stable, and just not moving at all. So what you want to do is you want to bring your right arm away from your body, and you want to gradually slide your left leg back behind you. Now, if you want to, for steadiness sake, keep your toes on the floor, do that, and then lift up. Now pull your navel into your spine. You're holding steady so that glass that's on your back is not going to spill. It's not going to tip, and you're engaging your whole core in keeping you steady. Now, let's just bring the hand and foot down to the floor so we can keep nice and steady. I want you to focus on that. Bring the knee and hand back under you. Let's do that with the other side. So take your left arm and bring it away from your body, up in the air, just straight out from your shoulder. Now, keep your foot on the floor on that right foot and slide it back. So we're nice and steady here. I want you to learn how to stay steady here. Now go ahead and lift the leg and see how you have to engage that whole core to hold you up. We're slowing everything down here, folks, slowing it down. And you might find one side's harder than the other. This is the harder side for me. I'm shaking a little bit doing this. Now bring your foot down, bring your hand down, set them back where they came from. Let's do that one more time. Take the right arm out, slide the left leg back, lift the left leg. We're just sliding it back for starters so you can stay nice and steady. You don't want your hips tilting. You want to keep them flat to the floor. Bring everything down to the floor, slide it back in place. Let's do that on the other side. Left arm goes out. Slide the right leg back. Lift the right leg up. And hold it. Hold the core in tight. Do not let the belly sag. Hold it tight. And bring it down. All right, so we're engaging these muscles all around the core, front and back. We're telling them, we need you to work. We need you to work. If you have a yoga block, you can go ahead and grab it. If you have a pillow to put between your knees, that's fine. Yoga block is optimal. We're going to put the yoga block between our knees, and we're going to roll down to the floor. So as we roll down to the floor, we're pulling our abdominals in tight. Pull them in tight. Roll down nice and slow. Roll it down. Roll it down. Engage the front side of the core here, okay? We just worked the back side, but we worked all the way around when we were on our hands and knees. Put your feet flat on the floor. We're going to engage the lower abdominal muscles. And this is one we've done quite frequently, but I really want you to grab onto this because it really puts some neuro input into these lower abdominals. So I want you to take your hands and I want you to put them on the floor comfortably next to you so your palms can be almost suction cupped into the floor. So in order to do that, I want you just to lift your fingertips up off the floor, push your palms into the floor, then let your fingers just gently float down to the floor. Very good. All right, from here, we're going to tilt our chin towards our chest. So we're looking at the top of our knees. And if you need a little pillow or towel behind your head to help assist in that, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just going to tilt my chin, or chins in this case, down to my chest. I'm gazing at the top of my knees, all right? We want our neck rounded to the floor as we round our low back to the floor. Remember, we want the low back and the neck always moving in the same direction. So I'm rounding my neck to the floor, and now I'm going to pull my navel into my spine. And I want you to feel just your tip of your pubic bone right here, the ridge of it rising toward your nose. It's tilting up. It's tilting toward you. It's not lifting off the floor. It's just a very subtle tilt. I want you to hold this tilt. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. We've got these lower abdominal muscles working that hold on to that pubic bone, and they pull it right under you. So when you're standing, you don't have a sway back and your spine has a very nice place to fit and stay straight and happy. And then let's release it. All right, we're going to do that again. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, pull your navel to your spine. You want to remember to gaze towards the top of your knees so the back of your neck is going towards the floor. It's getting a little stretch out too. And you're pulling up with that pubic ridge toward your nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Pull that navel in tight. It's a subtle move, but you'll feel it happening. Hold it and release. All right, let's do that again. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, gaze toward your knees. Pull your navel into your spine and let that pubic bone tilt. Each time we do this, you should feel maybe just a little bit more movement. We're loosening up that lumbar spine, keeping it very happy. We do not want to have back issues, and we have these muscles right here on the front side that attach to our spine, our psoas muscle, and we're going to go there next, but hold this tight and release. Okay, let's take the block away from our knees, and we've got a deep abdominal muscle called our psoas. It comes up here right at the edge of your sternum, your breastbone, and it slides down along your spine and fans out into the top of your leg. I call it our front butt. This is so important. So here's how we're going to engage our front butt. All right, listen carefully. Your arms are going to be down by your side, and you're going to pull your navel in tight. Now what I want you to do is take your left leg, and I want you to lift it up, straighten it out. So get it as straight as you can, all right? Once it's straight, bring it up as high as you can. Now, from the hip, I want you to turn that leg out. So we're turning the leg out from the hip, not from the foot, not from the knee. We're turning the leg out from the hip so you know where it can go. Now from here, we're going to give a gentle point of our toe, and we're going to make circles on the ceiling. You're going to keep that leg turned out like it is. Your hands are down by your side. You're going to keep your core here very still. So the amount of movement in your leg is correlated to how still you can keep your core. So we're going to keep this whole part right here very, very still. And I want you to circle, circle, circle. And then just bend your knee and bring it back down. Now remember how you circled, okay? Because we're going to do it the other way. So go ahead and straighten your leg. Lift it up where you can go. Remember, rotate the leg from the hip, from way up here. Now you're going to circle the other direction. Circle the other direction. This is a muscle that's coming deep into your spine on the front side, and we're isolating it. Very good. Very good. Keep circling. One more, and bring it down. Now go ahead and straighten that leg out long. And we're going to work the other leg. All right. So bend both legs. Take your right leg, bring it straight out, rotate it out, and then bring it up where you can comfortably go with a straight leg. So your leg could be down here, it could be up here, wherever you can comfortably go. All right, I want your legs straight, and I want you to circle, circle, so your hands can be down by your side, circle, circle. And once again, like when we were on our hands and knees, we want to keep our whole core still. This is how we're engaging our core. We're working hard while our leg is moving to stabilize right here in the middle. So keep circling and bring it down. Nice job. We're going to bring that leg back up, and we're going to circle it in the other direction. So bring it out. Turn it out from your hip. Lift the leg as high as it'll go. And now reverse your circle. Reverse your circle. Keep circling. Keep circling. Keep circling. And take it down. All right. So now we're going to do some straight on leg lifts. We've got this muscle that runs deep in our hip up to that same section at the top of the leg. So what I want you to do is extend your left leg to the floor. Keep your right leg bent. While your left leg's on the floor, I want you to turn it out. And from here, I want you just to lift that leg up slowly and lower it slowly. But we're keeping this whole core engaged, okay? Kind of forget about the leg. The movement's happening from this muscle that runs from your hip to the top of your leg. Pull your navel in tight, lift up, and lower down slow, lower down slow. Try to keep the hips nice and level. Lift and lower. We're going to do 3 more. Lift. So think of this muscle right here where my fingers are from the top of your hip to the top of your leg. This muscle slides right under that bone. Lift. It's your iliacus muscle. And lower. We just worked our psoas muscle. All very important muscles to keep our core engaged. And lower. Nice job. Go ahead and bend that leg. Extend the other leg out. Turn it out from the hip. Remember, it's not from the foot. It's from the hip. The foot follows along. From there, you can put your hands down by your side, wherever you need to be, but I want you to think of lifting your leg. Kind of think of your inner thigh coming up to the ceiling. And then lower it down. But remember, the muscle is high up in our hip. It's our iliacus muscle. Lift. And just the key here is to keep everything steady. So we go real slow, we lift, and we lower, and we lift. You might find one side's harder than the other, and lower. We're doing 2 more. Lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Good job, good job, good job. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to go back to that pelvic tilt that we just did. And I want you to, we're gonna start to shorten the muscles that are from the top of the ribs to the hip bones. So let's go into that pelvic tilt that we just did. So you're gazing at the top of your knees, you're pulling your navel into your spine nice and tight, and you've got that pubic bone rounded towards your nose. So we want to keep that engaged as we lift our head and shoulders up off the mat. Now, this is where things are a little different than most crunches. What we're going to do is we're going to slide our hands towards our feet. We're going to work the bottom of our rib cage towards the top of our hip bone, shortening the space. So I don't want you lifting up to get this motion. I want you to glide your rib cage towards your hip bones. So just reach for your feet. Stay in the same plane. You're lifted up. You just stay at that level, and you reach your ribs towards your hip bones. Reach. So you're guiding your hands towards your feet, but in all actuality, we're taking our rib cage and shortening the distance between our ribs and the top of our hips. So just stay in this plane and shorten those muscles. This is another way to work the obliques. Go ahead and take it down. Relax the neck. If you have any tension in your neck when you're doing that, go ahead and take one hand behind your head. So we're going to do that again, but I want you to engage yourself. Put your hands on the floor first. I want you to get that pubic tilt going. That nice tilt. It's all natural now. You're looking down at your knees. Now lift your head and neck and shoulders up off the floor. Stop when you get to where you can lift. And then I want you just to slide. Slide the hands towards the feet. Slide. Give it a nice slide. These are addressing some abdominal muscles we don't normally address. And normally we're working them in a side bending motion, but we're getting the front of these obliques. We're gliding, gliding. Don't let go of that pelvic tilt. Glide, and if you have trouble with your neck, put a hand behind your head. I think I started to tell you that. I didn't even finish. So keep gliding, gliding, gliding. Good job. Take your arms over your head. Give a nice reach. Legs out long. Go ahead and reach your hands away from your feet. Get a little stretch through those abdominals. And now we're going to do a dead bug. So once again, we're going to be keeping the core nice and still. So what we want to do to get into our dead bug is we're basically going to be in tabletop upside down. So your hands are right above your shoulders, your knees are right above your hips, and this is your dead bug. So just pretend like you're flipped over and you're on your hands and knees, and here we go. So what we're going to do is let's just start by moving the legs and get that movement in here, because I want you to concentrate on the core and keeping it steady. So keep that same 90-degree angle in your left leg and tap the toe to the floor and come back up and tap the heel to the floor and come back up. Now take your right leg, tap the toe to the floor. Now you're not changing the bend in your knee. And now take the heel to the floor and come back up. Let's switch side, toe to the floor and come back up, heel to the floor and come back up. You should feel some tightening in your abdominals, toe to the floor, come back up, heel to the floor, come back up. Now we're going to take our opposite arm and leg down back to the floor. So the hand's going to go back to the floor, foot's going to go down to the floor. Take your right arm back and your left foot down, and then bring them up. So we're doing this nice and slow. Now change sides. Left arm goes back, right foot down, and come up. The slower you go, the harder it is. So go nice and slow, back, and bring it up. Now remember, don't lose that navel to the spine. You don't want to arch your low back as we do this. We're keeping our back glued to the floor. Our spine is glued to the floor. Our table is nice and flat. That tabletop is flat to the floor. You don't want any curves in your table. And opposite arm, opposite hand, and take it out. All right, let's go ahead and stretch out nice and long again. Arms over our head, legs out long, and we're going to flip over. So go ahead and flip over on your stomach. And we're going to do some Supermans, but we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, superhumans, I guess I should say. So you want your head looking down at the floor. You want your forehead on the floor. You can take a nice towel if you want and put it on your forehead, and so you have a place to rest. You're not smashing your nose in the floor. However is good for you. What we're going to do is our head's going to go straight down to the floor, and we're going to keep our spine all nice and lined up like we've been working on. Now what I want you to do so you don't get an arch in your back is I want you to pretend like you've got a grate under your navel. And I want you to pull your navel into your spine so you're not smashing that grate into the floor. So keep that navel tight into your spine. Gently lift the right arm and left leg off the floor. Now it doesn't have to be real high, but I want you to lift up without having to shift and having to smash that grate. Now once you get to the level where you can lift, I want you to reach your arm and leg as far apart from each other as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And then just keep that reach and lower down. So we're a little longer here. Okay, just let everything relax. We're going to reset. Your head is down towards the floor. You're going to pull that navel into your spine. You're not smashing that grate. Hold it in tight. Got to keep a nice flat tabletop here, okay? Pull that spine up tight. Lift your left arm up, your right leg up, wherever it's comfortable. Now, where you get that, I want you to reach your hand away from your foot. Reach, reach, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Hold that navel in tight and take it down. Let's do that again. Right arm, left leg, lift. Hold the navel in tight. Reach, reach, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Lower it down. And one more on the other side. Left arm up. Right leg up. Hold the navel in tight. Reach, reach, reach. And take it down. All right, we just got ourselves all warmed up for a plank. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this up with a plank. Now you can take it from your knees and your hands. You can take it from your toes and your hands. You can take it down to your elbows and your knees. You can take it down to your elbows and your toes. I'm going to go with my elbows and toes. So remember, once you're in your preferred position, I want you to think of taking your shoulder blades and sliding them down to your back pockets. So engage those shoulders back and down. Pull your navel tight into your spine. Pull tight. Pull tight. We've got that nice straight spine here. Go ahead and squeeze those glutes. Squeeze your quadriceps. Get your legs nice and straight if you're in a straight leg position. And hold this position. You have got the core all warmed up for this one plank position. That's what we were working on today. And then go ahead and take it down. All right, let's go into a little bit of a cobra to stretch that out. Put your hands under your shoulders and go ahead and lift your chest up off the floor. Once your arms get extended to where you can go, bring it back up to the tabletop. Sit it back towards your heels into child's pose. And come up to a seated position. So there you go. We engaged all the muscles in our core. I always want you to think of your core as being everything but your head, neck, arms, and legs, okay? It's front and back. It all works together. Have a great day, guys.
Wonderful, amazing, Chris. Thank you, thank you.
Well, I hope that worked some of that out of you.
Yes, yes. I'm going to call you real quick for 2 minutes.
Okay.